unwanted or unusable materials. Waste is any substance which is discarded after primary use or it is worthless, defective, and of no use. Waste is essentially garbage produced in our homes, business, and some industrial source. Waste production in Indonesia is growing in volume and in toxicity. Generally, waste could be liquid or solid waste. Both of them could be harmful. Liquid and solid waste types can also be grouped into organic, reusable, and recyclable waste. Harmful wastes are those that potentially threaten public health or the environment. Such waste could be inflammable, reactive, corrosive, or toxic. We always want waste in our daily, for example, in the road, river, and field. It was caused by low awareness of Indonesian people to throw the rubbish into the dustbin. Effect of poor waste management is divided into health effects, environmental effects, and economic effects. Seen from the health effects, waste, especially toxic waste, often contain carcinogens and exposure to this by some route, such as leakage or evaporation from the storage, cause cancer to appear at increased frequency in exposed individuals. Where some effect on the environment is soil contamination. Harmful chemicals that get into the soil can harm plants, but also the human and animal food. Second is surface water contamination. This will affect our ecosystem, existing in the water. Third is pollution. Waste incineration can increase carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, nitrogen monoxide, sulfur, and ammonia in the air. The latter is the economic effect related to recycling revenue and municipal well-being. A city with poor sanitation, smelly, and with waste matter all over the place do not attract people, investors, and tourists. Thank you.
We have been preoccupied with tales that Indonesia is rich in natural resources. We have been spoiled with the story Indonesian natural resource would not run out to hundreds of years to support our grandchildren. But did you know? Energy reserve to our nations is very concerned and will be the energy crisis in the few next years. Among the crises, the energy of electricity. The electricity is one of the components that are very important in the life of a nation and even for every human being. There is the many reasons why this electricity energy crisis happen. For example, the capacity of the plants that are available is not sufficient. Then the facilities and energy infrastructure, network transmission and distribution network is inadequate, and the price of energy is not according with economy and subsidies are not sufficient. This crisis is because the fuel crisis too, because we know that the renewable energy source is not produce more power than fuel resource. Data by Kompas.com show that energy consumption in fuel of Indonesia is about 1.5 million barrels per day of amount that is more than the production capabilities in the energy that just 650,000 barrels per day. So we challenge you to use our solution. This is the plasma technology and this is the solution of the crisis electricity energy. Thank you.
The 1960s were the exciting period of thermal plasma technology, driven by the necessity of aerospace programs. Among the various methods of thermal plasma generation, Indonesian plasma takes up an important role. The early effort to magnetically couple plasma on a stream of gas was on Babat in 1947 and Reed in 1961. The early stage of the integration was considered in the fundamental studies of the energy coupling mechanism and the characteristic of the flow, temperature, and coincident fields in the plasma discharge. In 1980s, with the increasing demand for high-performance materials and other scientific issues, people demonstrated high interest in application of Indonesian plasma technology in industrial scale production and other projects. For example, the waste treatment with plasma gasification. Plasma gasification is a process to gasify matter using plasma technology which was invented by Ethan Danson. Plasma gasification converts organic matter into synthetic gas, electricity, and slag using plasma. It can form an integral component in a system to achieve zero waste and produce renewable fuels whilst caring for the environment. Plasma arc processing has been used for years to treat hazardous slag. Plasma gasification has been tested for the gasification of biomass and solid hydrocarbons such as oil sands, and oil shale. We all know how dangerous waste is, and with our thoughts about Indonesia's electricity crisis, Indonesia needs something to help us lessen the amount of waste, bring more electricity for us to use, and won't harm the environment. Now we know that plasma technology can convert organic matter into synthetic gas, electricity, and slag. So why we have to think twice when this technology has been going around the world for around 50 years? With all the advantages which we will explain later, utilizing this technology to convert organic waste to energy is still young, but has great potential to operate more efficiently than other pyrolysis and combustion power generation systems that we have now.
My name is Reksa Akbar Kinasi Gusti as the member of A group in English class. I will explain to all of you about plasma recovery system. This technology is the complex process of our project, so we will make it as simple as possible in our project letter. This technology can transform any kind of waste into an energy or another useful product. This technology is not incineration, but gasification and verification technology which can deal with environmental regulation without produce any hazardous products.
This revolutionary technology is not incineration, but is in fact a gasification and vitrification technology that can meet most of the stringent environmental regulations while at the same time creating valuable materials without any hazardous byproducts.
Alright, then I'd like to explain how plasma technology works. First, heap of the garbage is taken from a big dump and it will be cut into small pieces in order to make it easier in transforming waste into useful products.
Here's how it works. Garbage trucks transfer the waste into a storage pit. A conveyor feeds the waste to a shredder where it is cut into small pieces. The shredded waste is then conveyed to a patented high-temperature plasma reactor.
Second, much of canned waste then heated into a heated machine to produce a gas. This machine works in very high temperature. It's about 100 Celsius. Besides gas, this machine produces two molten fluids. They are slag and hard rock. Those materials are used in building construction, and both of them are separated into different places.
Hazardous and medical wastes which cannot be shredded are fed separately to the plasma reactor using a dedicated feeder, while liquid wastes are pumped directly into it. Solid graphite electrodes are used to generate plasma arcs inside the plasma reactor. The plasma arcs generate extreme temperatures and allow the treatment of virtually any type of waste. In the plasma reactor, operating at more than 1600 degrees Celsius, glass, metal, and ceramics are melted away, while organic matter such as paper, plastics, and cardboard are converted to a fuel gas. The molten material from the plasma reactor is extracted through two separate tap holes. Metal oxides exit the plasma reactor through the top tap hole as slag. Once cooled, this slag will form inert glassy rocks which can be used safely as construction material. The molten metal is removed separately from the slag using the lower right tap hole since it is more dense to form reusable metal ingots.
Third, the main product of this technology is methane gas. This product is from heated waste by temperature in this process. The molecule of gas which contain carbon and hydrogen will have reaction with oxygen because it's in combustion process. This molecule will combine in simple form and it will produce carbon monoxide and hydrogen.
The fuel gas produced in the plasma reactor exits through a side port and enters the patented eductor. The eductor is used as a polishing step. A 5,000 degrees Celsius plasma plume is used to destroy any contaminants in the fuel gas. If we take a moment to see what is happening on a molecular scale inside the eductor, contaminants such as soot and tars are broken apart by the highly reactive plasma. These molecules then recombine into their most simple form. In this instance, the complex hydrocarbons transform into carbon monoxide and hydrogen, or syngas. At the exit of the eductor, the fuel gas is cooled instantaneously by a water quench to avoid the possible formation of dioxins and furans.
Fourth, the gas will be cooled by water in order to reducing its high temperature, and other gases which are used in the next process is removed.
The fuel gas then goes through a series of filters used to clean the gas. A Venturi scrubber removes fine particulates. A scrubber neutralizes acid gases. An absorption tower removes sulfurous components. A high-efficiency filter removes any remaining heavy metals.
And the last, the gases which produced from combustion process in previously will rotate a generator to produce electricity. The electricity energy can deliver into electricity storage and then used by citizens.
A large fan forces the gas into a bank of engines used to generate combined heat and power. The electric power produced is used to power the plasma system, while the excess power produced can be sold back to the power grid.
In summary, this environmentally technology is easy to operate and safe and efficient, which can transform hazardous material into useful product, such as electricity, chemical compound, steam, and so on.
In summary, the environmentally friendly, easy-to-operate plasma resource recovery system safely and efficiently converts both hazardous and non-hazardous waste into energy, metal ingots, and construction material, and has essentially revolutionized the way the world thinks of waste.
As you heard before, the mechanism of plasma technology and the product that it produces, there's so many advantages the using of plasma technology, especially in Indonesia. You also heard the amount of waste in Indonesia right now are too much to save. So with this plasma technology, we can take the good of the organic waste, which is the chemical molecule in them. There's so many advantages of organic waste production, like as cheap and friendly organic fertilizer, early and fast helping waste management, saving cost transporting waste to landfill, reduce land requirement of landfills, and saving our environment of damage and nuisance like sting, gutter jam, flood, landslide, and also disease that transmitted by bugs and rodents if we can treat those organic waste right. And in this case, the use of organic waste is for the fuel to produce methane with plasma technology, which can be used as an alternative source energy for Indonesia. That Indonesia right now is had a problem with the renewable energy for the future. You also heard, and with this plasma technology, we can have an alternative source of energy for Indonesia's society. It is clear that the use of plasma technology as a tool for alternative source energy has a two major advantage. First, the reduction of the amount of organic waste in Indonesia, because plasma technology use organic waste to create the methane from it, so the generator can be converted, and the reduce of organic waste in Indonesia can be useful to environment, so the environment can be cleaner than the past. And Clearly, the second, the advantage of plasma technology itself, produce electricity from the methane itself, from the generator that convert the methane to electricity. That's the two of the major advantage for Indonesia to use plasma technology as an alternative source energy besides thermal power station that use Indonesia right now. Plasma technology more friendly environment than thermal power station that left the waste gas into the environment air. And the field of thermal power station right now is predicted will be gone sooner or later. So the plasma technology is suitable to replace thermal power station. Biogas also use waste as a fuel. One of the difference between plasma technology and biogas is the fuel. The plasma technology use organic waste as fuel to create electricity, but biogas use a fuel with raw materials. And the difference between biogas and plasma technology, it's like the main content. The main content of plasma technology use organic waste is methane, while biogas use breaking down the material, the absence of oxygen to produce carbon dioxide and hydrogen sulfide, which those gas can be combusted or oxidized with oxygen. Even to turn on the plasma technology itself require electricity. The product that plasma technology produce way more bigger. So the problem is here not really problem itself. So it may more worth it with the produce because the produce is way more bigger. So it is so suitable to build in remote village. Plasma technology can bring welfare not only people in the city as an alternative source energy, but also for society in remote village to give them electricity to help them in daily life.
Now that we have acknowledged the danger of waste problem that could produce like another problem like health problem, environmental problem and economic problem, and we have this electricity crisis because of bad transmission and electricity network, and also because of insufficient capacity of power plant, and because of those renewable resources.
Gak apa-apa, lanjut ntar aku potong.
And because renewable source could not produce as much energy as the unrenewable one, so we come up with this plasma technology. Plasma technology based on plasma gasification. It converts organic matters into electricity, and this plasma technology is easy to use, eco-friendly, and also efficient. Thank you.